Hi Tushar, how are you?
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. And you?
I'm good too. Thank you for asking. Can you tell me something
Perfect.
about yourself? Like how many
Yes,
years
sir.
of experience you have and whether you have experience in manual testing or automation testing?
Okay, sir. Okay. My name is Tushar Kadamkulu, sir. I am from basically Pune, Maharashtra. I have done my graduation in BSc Computer Science in SRK University, Nanded, as a 2018. I am working with since last 2.5 years of software QA engineer. I have around 2.5 years of experience in also manual testing, automation testing, database testing. In my career, I have working in various platforms like Windows, Linux, Mac. I have tested web-based application as well as client-server application. And in my career, I have written test cases, test scenarios, traceability matrix also. And as per my career, I performed in different types of testing like sanity testing, functional testing, smoke testing, also non-functional testing. Yes, sir.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So Tushar, you have 2.5 years of experience in manual testing plus automation, right? Can you tell me something about the automation framework that you are working on?
Yes, sir. In my current organization, in my current project is equity capital market. In that particular project, I am working in testing as a domain for share market. So it's my roles and responsibility to understanding the BRS, also use cases documentation, and giving for TMO to PM, like system analysis design to development. Also,
Mhm.
sir, I am using for a POA model and data-driven framework, sir.
Mhm.
Yes,
Okay, so you are working on an investment banking domain, right? That is the
yes, sir.
application, investment banking. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so let's say you have to test the database of an investment banking application. So what would be the general test scenarios that you will be looking for, that you will be testing?
General scenario, sir.
General testing scenarios to test a database of an investment banking application.
In like admin interface, like user interface, we are testing in admin interface, like particular page to admin login page and home page. That particular in admin page, admin is right. Enter the right, enter the right particular number or username or password.
Mhm.
That's yeah.
Okay, and any other
Then
test scenario that is coming to your mind?
yes, sir. As per user interface, user is entered a wrong password, then right password or wrong password, right username or right wrong username. Then check to mobile number. In mobile number to 10-digit mobile number is also there. We are checking. Then uh, yes,
Okay, okay. So over here, when you have to test the database, so you will have to actually open the database and check whether those particular records are there or not. Let's say if you have
yes,
logged in into the investment banking application and you have
yes,
created a profile for client with all the
yes,
required mandatory fields like you were mentioning phone number, email address, username, and you have saved
yes,
the details. Now, once this flow of the application you have done from UI, now you'll have to log in into the database of that
okay,
particular application and you'll have to verify the details of the client using SQL queries,
yes,
right?
sir.
So all the details that you have entered from the front end application, those needs to be saved into the database as it is, right? Now, second thing is, let's say this is one of the test scenario.
Yes,
Another test scenario can be that you from the UI front, you are updating any record of the client. Let's say earlier the date of birth was 24th February 1985. Now you are updating it to 24th February 1986. So those details should also get saved in the database. So again, you'll have to enter those queries and check whether the records are getting updated as you have saved them from the front end. Okay. Now you can also test one more scenario while creating this profile of the client. You are entering few of the details and without entering, without clicking on the save button or submit button, right? You are simply closing the application, or you are signing out, you are getting logged out from the application. Now
Yes.
you have to check the database that the entered details should not get saved, right? Then what you can also test is, let's say you were about to submit the form and there was the internet connectivity issue or network got disrupted, right? And then those details should not get saved into the database, right?
Okay. That's
Then,
a part of the functionality testing and non-functionality testing.
and yeah, and database testing. So this is how you
Yes.
can test the database. You can also test
Yes.
from various mobile devices. Let's say take an example of Morgan Stanley, right? That is also a kind of investment banking application. Now in the mobile application, once you will install that particular application from the Google Play Store, now you are entering all the details, you are registering about the client, and you are saving. So from those UI from the mobile device also, whether it is Android or whether it is iOS, it should get, the database should get the details of the application, right, of the
Yes.
client. And then you can also test like you are logging from the client's account, and you are, let's say you are trying to um, select some mutual funds. Let's say DSP BlackRock is there, or Franklin investment is there, right? And then you are saving those particular orders, or you are canceling the orders, right? So all kinds
Yes.
of crude operations, and then you have to check in the database whether that particular record should get canceled or should get saved, right? So this is how you can test. Okay, now let's say you have to do the performance testing, the non-functional testing for an investment
Yes.
banking application. So what all things you will test?
Basically, in performance testing, we are check to load testing, stress testing, also in endurance testing. In load testing, we are checking to beyond 100,
Mhm.
suppose, and in stress testing, also beyond 100 plus in basically. In endurance testing, we are checking endurance testing is the subclass of load testing. In
Mhm.
endurance testing, we are checking for testing for like leakage bug, that type of checking in endurance testing, sir.
Mhm.
Overall, sir, performance testing is mainly concept is load testing, stress testing, and endurance.
Right, right. Okay. So any other test scenario besides this?
I think skip yes,
Mhm.
current point.
Okay. Okay. So one of the scenario that you can add in the performance testing is, let's say, when you are navigating into the investment banking website, or you are trying to save some particular record. So how quickly the action is performed over there or not. So that testing you can do. You will have to determine the speed of the application. It should not take
Yes.
long time to save a particular record or save a particular form or submitting the form, right? So that kind of speed of the application you will have to determine. Then second
Yes.
thing is, you can also try to log in from various user IDs. Let's say if some user is a system administrator, if some user is just a client admin, if if some user is from the broker point of view, right? Broker login, then client login. So all these IDs, all these login should work successfully, and that too within the quick response of time, right? So you can also test the number of users that the application can handle at the time of login, right? Whether it is able to handle multiple user login at the same time or not, because it is possible that multiple users would be accessing the application at that particular,
Yes. Yes. Yes,
right?
sir.
Then let's say if 3:15 or 3:30 p.m., when usually the stock market is going down, so at that time also you can test the performance of the application. You are trying to purchase some stocks, right,
Yes, sir.
from
Yes.
NSE option, from BSE option, and then how is the speed of the application? Is it getting slow because of number of transactions would get slightly increased in that particular peak period, because stock market generally closes at 3:20, 3:30 kind of,
Three. Yes, sir. Yes.
right? And then you can also test with the huge and complex fund transactions, right? Is the application able to handle large volume of transactions or not, right? So that thing you can do.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now let me share my screen. Mm, okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is generally assume that this is Morgan Stanley login page, right?
Okay.
This is the investment banking. This company is there, Morgan Stanley. This is the login page. But today is Sunday, so they have kept this maintenance window. Okay. Now, how will you automate this scenario? On other days, you will be able to log in. You will get a user ID. You will get password field over there. You will get login button as well. But some days, let's say today is Sunday, and again, let's say after 2 days we have 26th of January. So again, that this website might be down on that day as well. So there are times when there is a maintenance window coming up for this particular application. So how will you automate this scenario using Selenium?
In using Selenium, sir, actually, this type of scenario, sir, Morgan
Mhm.
Stanley online.
Right. This kind of
Sure.
website is there.
Mm, Actually, sir, this is actually in OS regarding problem, and also, sir, compatibility with testing. We are checking to compatibility with testing. In compatibility testing, like hardware testing, software testing. In software testing, we are checking OS also testing. Then we are checking for suppose they are not getting, then we are checking also uh, suppose sir,
Right.
like
So
web
compatibility.
website testing.
Right,
Yes, sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
So compatibility testing is fine. You will be testing on various OS, various devices like Android, iOS. But let's say if this particular scenario you are being asked to automate from the client, let's say Morgan Stanley is one of your client
Okay.
who has given you a task to automate their application end to end. Generally, it's a login page. You'll get username,
Yes.
password field, you'll get login button, you'll get forgot password. But sometimes there is a scenario where you might get maintenance window also. So how will you automate this particular scenario?
Maintenance.
Mhm.
In maintenance, actually, we are checking for sorry, sir.
Mhm. Okay, no issues. So see, what you can answer for this question is generally you will have a script of Selenium. It might be a page object model or data driven framework, whichever you are using. You will be having a set of IDs that you are testing for login. Like let's say one can be the
Yes.
client ID, one would be the broker ID, one would be the system admin account, right? So in that particular script only, you can keep this error message in the this maintenance message in the try catch, or you can keep some sort of exception handling because this message is temporary, right?
Okay, we
Morgan
are using for exception handling concept, right?
Exception handling, yes. So this you
Okay.
can handle via exception handling. You can keep in try catch code. If it comes, fine. Get
Yes.
that particular text and test whether all the message is properly displayed or not. Like this particular message, it is temporarily unavailable. You can check for this
Yes.
phone numbers and this particular message, right? This you
Yes.
can test. But if it does
Yes.
not comes, then you will have to log in, right? So you can also keep if condition, and you
Yes.
can basically create a relative XPath of this particular text, and you can keep in your script. If this is visible, then capture it and save it and get that text assertion in that, whether this particular thing is properly displayed or not, right?
Yes.
If it is not, then you'll have to log in.
Yes, sir.
Simple. Okay. Let me stop. Okay, now let's take the security testing test cases. Now it's an
Okay.
investment banking application that you are supposed to test. We discussed about performance testing, then we discussed about volume-based testing, load testing, endurance testing that you are mentioning. Now, let's say if I have to perform security testing of an investment banking application, so what would be the scenarios for that?
Security testing investment banking domain project for the, so basically we are checking for security purpose, priority surety, in and otherwise we are security purpose, suppose anyone can enter the wrong password.
Mhm.
No, sir. This is not scenario for security testing. In security purpose, we are checking for this particular. Suppose I am a user for that particular website. So that particular user is accessible or not. Suppose
Mhm.
user ID is 001. That user is accepted, or another user ID is accepted. Also, sir, security is checking to face security also. We are using, and we are using also thumb security. We are verify to thumb also in.
Mhm. Then any other test scenario that is coming to your mind?
Security purpose. Sorry,
Mhm. From security perspective, from security testing perspective.
not getting, sir, currently in my area.
Mhm. Okay, okay, no issues. Mm, right. Okay. So from security testing perspective, when you will have to add the test cases into your test suite. So you can add about the test cases on the password field first of all, right? So whenever you are entering the username or login ID and you are entering the password, so data in the password field should be encrypted, right?
Yes.
So there should be some kind of security mechanism used by the development team, let's say AES 256 encryption or some sort of encryption so that the hackers cannot find the password directly, right?
Yes.
Then at the time of login, make sure that if it's a browser based login, if it's a Google Chrome based login, so what is happening in the task manager whenever you are login, so there is a dump getting created of the browser. Okay. Now that particular
So,
dump, yeah,
also, sir, not in automation part, but we are checking for captcha. Like
capture. Yes.
this is robot or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are
Right.
checking for security purpose.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So captcha should be there. Then we were
Yes.
discussing about that when you are trying to log in into the application using username and password, and it's a browser based login. So there is a dump that is getting created that you can get from the task manager of that particular browser. And then in that particular dump, when you open into the application, it should not show your password into the plain text. It should be encrypted over there as well,
Yes.
right? Then
Like
whenever you are
star pattern, like
star button, absolutely.
yeah.
Then whenever you are trying to navigate into the pages of your investment banking application, over there it should not allow you to use the back button functionality or refresh kind of things, so those things should be blocked for that particular functionalities, right?
Okay.
Then let's say if you have kept your website open for a session of, let's say, 15 minutes or 20 minutes and you have not performed any action, and then you again come to the system and you just click on any button, so it should log you out, right?
Okay.
So so uh, so there should be some kind of session expiry implemented within the application, so that the whenever the user leaves the system idle for some time, it should sign out or it should log that particular user out from that particular application, right? Now let's say one more test scenario over here can be that if you are trying to log in with an invalid password, sorry, you were trying to log in with a valid password but you are not able to recall your password. Now you have
Yes.
made three unsuccessful attempts, then fourth
Yes.
attempt it should not allow. it should, your ID should be blocked, right?
Yes.
So that is also very important. Then
Yeah.
you should also verify the cookies of the browser. They also should
Yes.
be in the encrypted form to avoid the hacking of the data.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, let me give you this login page. So I'm sending you the link of this JP Morgan login page, and you need to
Okay.
find the relative XPath, right? Can you share
Okay.
your screen, and can you let me give you the sharing rights? Yeah, I gave you the sharing rights, and I gave you the link in the chat. So open it in the browser, and you need to find the relative XPath of this particular page. First of
Okay.
all, yeah.
My screen is available or not?
No, you'll have to share the screen. Just click on green button, share screen.
Yes.
Yeah, share your screen. In that, it will ask you about the options. Select your window.
Yes.
Yeah, and start sharing.
Um, Whiteboard, iPhone pad.
Yeah. So in that, basically, you can select your screen itself, the very first screen.
Okay.
Yeah, click on that.
Yes.
Yeah, now it has started. Your screen sharing will come. Yeah. Okay, fine. Now, can you help me with the relative XPath of that sign in button?
Sign in button.
Yeah. There is a sign in button. If you can see in the green color.
Yes.
Over here also it is there, and below also it is there, besides the picture. Yeah, that also you can automate. This also you can automate. Yeah. So how will you find the relative XPath?
They are using for contains method, but in class. Okay. I heard about that, but
Yeah. So you are taking class as the part of relative XPath.
mm, 1 second, sir.
Mhm. Yeah. Inspect this element. What you are getting. Mhm. It's a button. You can take. Yeah. Class equal to row sign. Mhm. Yeah. Now, can you check if this particular XPath is giving you the element in written?
No, sir, because it's highlighted in not particular. Like
Mhm.
actually, sir, I know about that
Mhm.
div class.
Mhm. Can you right click on that particular line, div class equal to row sign in? Yeah, right click on this.
Okay.
Yeah, right click and you will get copy option. Yeah, copy. Yeah, now XPath. See what XPath you are getting from here. This is the absolute XPath, the full XPath. But I think, yeah, now can you write in the notepad what XPath you got from there? Hmm. See, this is the absolute XPath you got.
This
Now,
is absolute. But
yeah,
relative experts.
right. So relative XPath also you will get sometimes. Just right click like as you did over there. Let it be open. Yeah, yeah, let it be open. Yeah, cancel. Yeah, now right click on that particular. Yeah, yeah, right click on this. Yeah, copy XPath, the second last. Yeah, now see what you are getting right in the notepad. No, no, put enter into a new line. Yeah, put enter. Yeah, now see. Okay. Now maximize your notepad window. So you're
Actually,
getting this ID, right?
yes. But
So
sir, in particular field that not in ID attribute.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. This is not present in ID attribute.
Right, right. So it might be a part of that if you can spinner, right? So it's a kind of spinner. It sometimes can not work also. What you can write an additional XPath is based on the text also. Text
Okay,
equal
sir.
to sign in, right?
Text is
So
equal to signing.
yeah. So you can try with 2 or 3 kinds of relative XPath for this particular thing, right? And this is how you can find the XPath. Okay, now minimize this notepad screen and close that inspect thing. Yeah, close this inspect thing. Yeah, close F12. No, don't close this website. Just close this inspect element thing.
Just 1 minute.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Just close this inspect element. Okay. Okay. Now this is the application UI when you are launching this particular website. Now, can you tell me the test scenarios for this?
For this particular website.
For this particular page? Mhm.
Okay, sir. When we are JP Morgan, we are model suppose we are checking for first time is service. Also, sir, in just like sign in option, and we are checking for a sign in particular for username password also in new username or new password. Then in particular also sign in also United States or in particular field that suppose sir of interest in that sir particular uh, then after we check for search in we are click the search button then particular suppose in JP Morgan reply end game likewise this totally is finding in search box in and then its location for the particular then contact and JP Morgan is also Lego. Then we are checking we are login page. Suppose we are log in sign in. Then we are login page. Then we are login page. We are available to services in JP Morgan. Then we are suppose in services is dashboard. Suppose then we are that particular thing is present or not. Planning, advice, investing, lending, banking, and trust in particular that's planning advice we are checking to particular that fields like lending this information is also present or not then insights we are checking for eye on the market investing planning giving totally filled in inside the also sir about us in all about the JP Morgan who we are our leadership it's also careers in JP Morgan field particular that cyber security fraud or digital capabilities then of interest suppose any event telemetry uh, that's particular for JP Morgan interest we are checking to like user interface like location also sir where is the branches of JP Morgan like United States, Europe and America, Asia. Yeah, sir. Suppose we are then in sign in about
Mhm.
for sign in like home page, dashboard page also, sir. In we are getting or not. Yes, and in sign in page after that particular field is present or not. Yes,
Okay.
that's
Now, now,
username and password. Yes,
mhm. Now, can you go to back to that page, the first step?
yes, yes,
Yeah. So over here, you can see at the top left, JP Morgan Private Bank is written. So this particular
yes,
text
sir.
also you will have to add into your test scenario. This is an important test case. The
Okay,
branding of the company that is being displayed over here.
okay,
Now,
okay, sir.
scroll down a bit. Yeah, scroll down a bit again. Yeah. Now over here again, see all these fields are there. So this also you can add in your test cases,
Okay.
right? And then here is a required fields option. So these also test scenarios you can add,
Okay.
right? So this is how you can write the test cases. And then, yeah, go down. Over there also links are there,
Yes, sir.
right?
But
So these again, all the links are there. Then you can also check the social media links, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram,
yes,
Twitter. All those links are
yes,
clickable and those are working. then now it's 2022. So it's copyright based on 2022. Let's say if it was 2023, 2021, so copyright should change based on that year. Right?
Okay.
So there's all options you can add in your test scenarios. Okay, Tushar, I am done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir. No.
Yeah.
Actually, sir, I am not particular for experience in this field. Just it's take experience.
Okay.
I am just completed for the software testing course then. So I thought you are taking me to Java concept and also sir test ng concept. So
Right. Okay. Okay. So we'll schedule after a few days one more round of interview for you, in which we
okay,
will
sir.
be asking you the questions on TestNG and Java specifically.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Tushar. It was nice talking to you, and
Okay.
all the best for your career.
Thank you, sir.